Welcome to Dayon Digital, where your passion becomes your masterpiece.
If you don't quit, you might make it. And if you quit, you definitely won't. and honestly, I think after all the years I've seen people make it and not make it, the only common denominator is that.
If you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, you don't have a circle. You have a cage.
There's a quote that I think Chris Williamson said, people root for you on your way up because you remind them of their dreams. And they try to tear you down once you're there because you remind them that they gave up on them. Everyone wants you to do well, just not better than them.
There is an Arabic saying that goes, if you want to die, then throw yourself into the sea, and you'll see yourself fighting to survive. You do not want to kill yourself. You want to kill something inside of you.
You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Witches call it spells, Christians call it prayer, spiritualists call it manifestation, atheists call it the placebo effect, scientists call it quantum physics. Everyone's arguing over its name, no one is denying its existence.
You're bored because you haven't developed a skill set that allows you to take on interesting challenges. Most people stop learning after graduation. This is dangerous. You get trapped completing repetitive tasks. Life stays the same. You get bored. The cure is to learn, build, and discover your way into an interesting life.
Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experiences. The worst days give lessons, and the best days give memories.
Takers always recognize givers.
Boom.
The hardest thing for me to do was to set boundaries and say, no, I've been really putting energy into me. Like I do the things that it take for me to heal. I'm talking about really soul searching with yourself, getting with yourself, sitting alone with yourself and working through them psychological traumas, emotional traumas.
Amen.
Because everybody faking, living a facade, everybody's suffering on the inside.
When someone says some shitty thing to you and you get triggered and then you react to that shitty thing, experiment with not reacting. See what happens if you don't get revenge when the person does the thing to you they always do that you get revenge for. You just don't get revenge. You just don't do the thing that you thought you had to do, or they're going to do it again. Watch what happens. Nothing. You're fine. Nothing happens.
Unlearning abuse also requires for me to unlearn the survival tactics I learned in abuse that I now call my personality. Because pain builds walls, but healing builds doors.
Luck is a percentage that increases with the number of people that know your value. There are two lessons here. One is that you need to become valuable. Two is that you need to put yourself in front of people. Your life isn't going anywhere because you are not consistently educating, building, and promoting yourself.
Anytime I've ever met anybody who's been through some severe trauma, they are just automatically the most beautiful people I've ever met in my entire life. They have gone through stuff, they've healed from it, and they're constantly healing from it. But because of that, they are just automatically just like this ball of light that just wants everybody to shine super bright because they know what it feels like to be dimmed. And I think that's amazing.
Nothing in this life that will destroy you faster than you being unable to forgive yourself for your wrongdoings. The you that was you yesterday is not the you that is you today. Today's a new day. Today's a new you.
The greatest skill is reducing the gap between idea and execution. Write with your ideas, plan with your ideas, build with your ideas, and don't hesitate to save the half-baked ones for later. Just get them out of your finite headspace. Hunt for ideas to bulk, act on ideas to cut. Strike a balance with both because an overweight mind is an unhappy one. Fill, empty, use. Fill your mind in the afternoons with things like books, learning, and socialization. Empty your mind in the evening with things like journaling, planning, and meditation. Use your mind in the morning with things like creation, output, and focus. A balance of clarity, productivity, and creativity is the perfect formula for a fulfilling day. If you're lost, the answer is education. If you're educated, the answer is execution. If you're executing, the answer is consistency. Even when it doesn't seem like it, there's always a next step forward. Don't get trapped in tutorial hell. It doesn't matter if it's writing, design, or video, just get the first iteration out as soon as possible. It's gonna suck, it's gonna be embarrassing, you're gonna want to quit. That's fine, it's necessary. And the ones that can push past that are the ones that see the most success. Your future will be determined by two things: one big decision to go all in, and the repetitive actions you take on a daily basis. Getting over the first hump is difficult, but doing the same boring things that bring results takes a special type of person to stick it out. Be careful telling people your goals. It releases dopamine, similar to actually achieving them. Don't get trapped in the mental masturbation cycle of planning to change your life, but never actually doing it. Life is a game, and eventually, you're going to have to face that monster, and then the next, until you have a story worth telling people about. People forget that they have the world's most powerful supercomputer between their ears. You have to prioritize your mind. Mental mastery is how you fight back in a world that wants to steal your attention, manipulate your thoughts, and make you feel helpless. Protect your mind at all costs. Turn off notifications. They can wait. Turn off the news. It isn't reality. Turn off everything that seems important on the surface, because that doesn't require you to think. The modern vampire doesn't suck blood. It sucks attention. In the new economy, distribution equals freedom. Whether you like it or not, you have to display your value to the world and attract the right people to you. An audience or readership or just distribution in general is how you get a job without a job board, sell a book without a publisher, and make music without a record deal. Be you, learn to persuade, and you get to skip ahead of those that lack distribution. Grab a notebook. Write out exactly what you want in your future. Don't miss a detail. Then, break it down into goals. Decades, years, months, weeks, and days. Every day, write down the 3 levers you can move to create your vision, because a dream without clarity is a nightmare. If you don't have ideas, read. If you have ideas but can't articulate them, write. If you have ideas and the clarity to execute, build. Expand, organize, and focus your mind until your craziest ideas become reality. It's crazy, but only 9% of people stick to their New Year's resolutions. You don't have to be a part of the 91% that don't. The secret is to not set a goal at all. Instead, create a vision for your life, one that sets your soul on fire. If you can do that, the goals will set themselves, and action will become automatic. Most people don't need motivation. They need clarity. So become a mad scientist. Fill a notebook with your ambitions, goals, and the exact steps you're going to take. Refine it with time, because perfection isn't human. A plan creates clarity. Clarity creates action. Reject the quick fix. Pursue your life's work, not the latest cash grab. Invest in your education, not an overpriced status symbol. Become obsessed with life, not a screen. Focus is a lost art in a distracted world. Creativity is a muscle. Fuel your mind with reading. Train your mind with writing. Use ideas as your clay. Use execution as your chisel. With time, create a sculpture worth mentioning in the future's history books. If you don't create a routine, you will be assigned one. If you don't create a purpose, you will be assigned one. If you don't create a career, you will be assigned one. People are too quick to adopt the structure that somebody else created to ease life's uncertainty. If you don't make the time to build for yourself, you'll be assigned time to build for someone else. Nobody is going to make you do it. But if you can spend 1 hour building your dream, then you can eventually quit spending 8 hours building the dream of someone else. Repeat the boring fundamentals. That's how you get results. But realize they aren't boring. A sushi chef spends years perfecting the preparation of rice. A tennis player obsesses over the angle of their serve. Mastery sets you apart in a world that can't see beyond the surface. Do the thing that other people make you feel crazy for doing. Start the business even when people think it isn't going to work. Book the flight even when people think you won't last on your own. The world is boring. The crazy things make you interesting. but interesting gets a lot of hate. The greatest threat to an individual's potential is to stop learning after graduation. Learning is the foundation of the human experience, and the school system made many people hate it. You have two options: learn and build a better future for yourself, or get distracted by desiring the things that you don't have. You weren't born to work 40 hours a week doing something you hate, numb your mind with endless scrolling, and wake up one day wondering where the time went. Every day, zoom out and think, what would the highest version of myself do? Do that, and ignore anyone that tries to convince you that something else is important. It's not. Self-actualization is about solving your own problems. Business is about solving other people's problems. Your purpose is about solving a big problem in the world. The internet lets you do all at once. Your beliefs influence your thoughts. Your thoughts influence your emotions. Your emotions influence your state of mind. Your state of mind influences how you perceive and act on opportunity in the world. The good life starts with prioritizing the thing that allows you to interact with the world, your mind. If you're lost, learn. When you have direction, act. Make mistakes, be embarrassed, create a giant mess so you have something to improve. And when you inevitably feel lost again, repeat the process. You don't need a mentor, you need experience. If you don't know what you want, become brutally aware of what you don't want. Observe the masses and see where mindless action leads. It's not pretty. Use that negative energy to launch yourself in the opposite direction. That's how you get ahead of 99% of people. Most people stop learning after they've stopped being forced to learn. Swap 20 hours of weekly distraction for 20 hours of self-education. Knowledge not found in schools is the source of money not found in employment. Be a failure. Approach the girl and get rejected. Post the video and get called an idiot. Start the business and watch people criticize your first moves. Everyone else did it. You aren't a special case. Invest in your portfolio of failures until you can afford to succeed. Do everything in your power to maximize your looks. Hit the gym, eat well, and create an outer appearance that thrives in a superficial world. But don't let looks outpace depth. Maximize your mental capacity through study, obsession, and pushing your intellectual limits. Normalize not having an opinion on things you don't understand, which is almost everything. Avoid getting distracted by things that seem important on the surface, but don't align with the future you want to create. Resistance is your sign to dive in. Launch even if you think it won't sell. Approach even if you think you'll get rejected. Start even if you think people won't support you. What most people fear is what makes few people great. Bring intensity to your mornings. Give yourself a reason to get up. Set a goal, set 2 to 3 priority tasks, and knock them out before 10 a.m. If you make your goals, tasks, and deadlines as meaningful as possible, they become effortless. The modern superpower is your ability to focus in a world of distractions. Scrolling isn't going to train your body. Tutorials aren't going to build your business. Notifications aren't going to bring you peace. Only a meaningful goal, clarity on how to achieve it, and unbreakable, focused effort can do that for you. The harsh reality is that nobody cares. They don't care about your ideas. They don't care about your goals. They don't care about your success. And even if they do care, they don't care enough to do it for you. Stop fishing for the opinions of others and start valuing your own. I'm convinced the biggest problem of our times is a lack of purpose. Most people are living on autopilot. Their destination was set at birth. A map was handed to them by parents, schools, and belief systems, and their actions are mechanical, like cogs in a machine. Reject the mindless path. Most people will tell you to make the most of your 20s by doing the things that will destroy your future. Instead, prioritize your health. Hit the gym because looks matter whether you think it's fair or not. Become educated and articulate. Acquire the skills that will actualize your dreams. Build a business that generates an independent income. The internet has leveled the playing field for those that learn to focus. Don't listen to people that tell you to take it easy. They are projecting their failures on you. They don't want you to be better than them. Do it anyway. but do it for you. Swap soda for water, swap porn for the gym, swap scrolling for learning, swap video games for building a business. Enjoy life, but don't overdo it. The dopamine sources you choose will determine the heaven or hell you live in.
The problem with depression is you know you'll be okay, but it feels like it will never end. And you know people love you, but it doesn't feel like they do. You know doing something will make you feel better, but you just have no energy to. You want to be well, but you just don't know how to be.
Whatever you want from someone else, give it to yourself first. If you want compliments from someone else, give them to yourself first. If you want validation from someone else, give it to yourself first. Because no matter how many of them they give you, if you never gave it to yourself in the first place, it will never be enough.
Whoa, that memory makes me so sad that I can't function like a normal person. Can you? Don't worry, I got you. Cool, thanks. So are we just like never gonna remember that again, or? Yeah, just like that. Okay, what is that? I mean, you won't be able to remember it, but I might, I don't know, I might like throw in a flashback every now and then. Right, what the fuck is a flashback? Yeah, sorry, I didn't tell you. So basically, you won't be able to remember it on your own, but sometimes it will feel like you are physically back there in that memory and you won't be able to do anything about it. Right. I don't really want that. I just would rather like not remember it at all. Okay. Well, I'm doing my fucking best. What do you want me to do? Just forget everything? No, I don't want to forget everything. Look, I'm only one brain, all right? I can't do it all.
Trauma response is a sign of strength. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that your neurobiology is adapting to threat. It is not a sign that you are broken. So this narrative that we're getting fed that we are broken is scientifically false. We need to redefine trauma.
This is your spiritual awakening journey. You've been on these stairs. You've been on a staircase. The stairs were healing, dark night of the soul, wellness and health, connecting with guides, meditation, manifestation, so many manifestation rituals. And then you are aligned with your higher self now. You got there. This is you now. This is your highest self. One and the same. This is your highest timeline. You're in the same room as your highest self. You're in the same room as your dreams and what you're meant to be. You're in the same realm. That's like walking around the room. Eventually you're going to run into your soulmate. You're in the same plane of existence as your highest self. You are them. But you're looking down the stairs thinking you're still on them. I must create. I must manifest. I must create. You don't have to do anything. You just have to wait and let the universe surprise you because you can't miss it. You're in the same box as it. Eventually you're going to run into it. It's already yours. It's already here. It's so simple now.
Men just kill themselves and no one cares. We need to change it. There's no funding for men's mental health and it's the biggest killer for men between like 21 and 45. And no one talks about it. No one even mentions it, lad. Women talk to each other. There's no stigma on women. They sit around and have a cup of tea. Men don't, lad. Men feel like, I can't go and say that to him because he'll think I'm a little mushroom.
You lack energy because you've been neglecting your body. Train hard and eat well. You lack clarity because you've been neglecting your mind. Read books and articulate your ideas. You lack money because you've been neglecting your dreams. Acquire skills and build the business. The solution to your problems are obvious. The only thing that stands in your way is the normalization of comfort and distraction.
What's happening right now inside everybody is they're going, who am I? And they're depressed. And they go like, why am I depressed? Well, it's because you're trying to be something for the world, you know? And as soon as you let that go, better things happen because they're just happening, you know. Now it's just sadness, you know. Sadness comes, happiness comes. It's the weather that flies by in the sky. It doesn't sit on you long enough to drown you, you know.
You aren't bored. You're distracted, hopping from social media to the news, to video games, to junk food, to numb your mind from the discomfort that life presents. Distractions are finite. Your potential is not.
Children are traumatized. One of the ways they cope with it is to soothe themselves, and then that's where addictions come in. But another way to cope would be is if you get the message that you're not good enough, that you are not worthy enough, then you might spend the rest of your life trying to prove that you are.